So cirrhosis of liver. Okay. Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
So any idea about this disease? What is cirrhosis? Have you heard this word before? Cirrhosis of the liver? You must have heard this word.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, related with cirrhosis of liver? What is cirrhosis of liver?
Ma'am,
Liver failure.
Yes.
chronic liver damage which can lead to failure of liver.
It can lead to failure of liver. So which kind of damage occurs to the liver?
Ma'am, due to any disease which is chronic for long time.
Due to any disease which is chronic for long time. Uh, you any other organ related diseases which can affect the liver. Am I right?
Yes.
But it is not right because the specific conditions they get landed into liver cirrhosis. Mainly the conditions about this alcoholism or any nutritional this malnutrition, then uh, if there is hepatitis related to the liver, then it may be associated with hyperlipidemia. We call it as lipoidal cirrhosis. Okay, intrahepatic cirrhosis, there may be extrahepatic cirrhosis. So all these conditions and causes we are going to discuss later on. Okay, first we will see what is cirrhosis. So it is nothing but the disturbance of lobular architecture, okay, with formation of regenerating nodules. So these nodules they get developed in the liver and which causes disturbance in the lobular architecture of the liver. So this disturbance of lobular architecture with formation of regenerating nodules and replacement fibrosis in the areas where the cell are completely destroyed. So this liver cirrhosis, it is nothing but the disturbance in the lobular architecture. And the main causes for this disturbance in lobular architecture are regenerating nodules and replacement fibrosis. Now, as a definition of cirrhosis, it is given as it is a condition of progressive chronic inflammatory change which is diffuse in character and accompanied by retrogressive changes of parenchymal cells of liver with atrophy and fibrosis due to proliferation of the interstitial tissues. So, in the definition, they explain that it is a progressive chronic inflammatory change which is commonly occurs with and with only the liver. Okay, not any other organ, but it's, the liver itself get affected with various conditions which gives rise to chronic inflammatory changes. And these changes they are diffuse in character and accompanied by retrogressive changes of parenchymal cells of the liver with atrophy and fibrosis. So liver atrophy and fibrosis they causes disturbance in the lobular architecture or the shape of the liver or structure of the liver. Okay, this retrogressive change of the parenchymal cells, they are related with chronic inflammatory conditions. Okay, so there is also related with the proliferation of interstitial tissues. Okay, so this is the definition of liver cirrhosis. Now here you can see this is normal liver. You can see this one lobe of the liver, with radially arrangement of this hepatocytes. But here in the cirrhosis, this architecture of the lobe, these nodules, they get surrounded by the fibrotic tissues. So here you can see the nodules which get surrounded by the fibrotic tissues, and the lobular architecture is just get damaged or just get disturbed due to this regenerating nodules associated with the replacement fibrosis. Now the classification of cirrhosis, here you can see the classification, that is morphogenic uh, types of the cirrhosis and etiogenic types of the cirrhosis. Morphogenic, that is related with the morphological changes that occurs in the liver, while the regeneration of nodular arrangement gives rise to this morphologic derangement. Like if the nodular size is less than 3 millimeter, we call it as micronodular. And when the nodular size is more than 3 millimeter, we call it as macronodular. Or it may be a mixed type, micronodular and macronodular. Then second type of the cirrhosis, it is given in the etiological types. That is, according to the etiology, alcoholic cirrhosis, it happens in 60 to 70%. Then post-necrotic cirrhosis, biliary cirrhosis, that is related with the gallstones or cholelithiasis, we call it as biliary cirrhosis. Then cardiac cirrhosis, then Indian childhood cirrhosis, that is due to malnutrition. Okay, we call it as Indian childhood cirrhosis. Then cryptogenic cirrhosis, cirrhosis in the metabolic disorders, and miscellaneous form of cirrhosis. In this miscellaneous forms of cirrhosis, there are again types of cirrhosis are given, like pigmentary cirrhosis, then cirrhosis of Wilson's disease, syphilitic cirrhosis, and lipoidal cirrhosis. Okay, so it is included in the miscellaneous group. Pigmentary cirrhosis, cirrhosis in the Wilson's disease, syphilitic cirrhosis, and lipoidal cirrhosis. Okay, so there are this cirrhosis, it is described in two groups, morphogenic and etiogenic. But there is again one more classification is there, that is this cirrhosis, it get classified into portal cirrhosis, biliary cirrhosis, and miscellaneous group. Just now I explained you what are the types given under miscellaneous group. But other two are portal cirrhosis. The portal cirrhosis, it is explained with the help of nutritional and alcoholic cirrhosis. And second, post-hepatic, post-necrotic cirrhosis. Portal cirrhosis, it is explained with the help of one group, that is nutritional and alcoholic cirrhosis. Second group, post-hepatic and post-necrotic cirrhosis. Then the second type of classification, second type is biliary cirrhosis. Again, this biliary cirrhosis, it is explained with the help of two groups, primary or intrahepatic cirrhosis. Second, secondary or extrahepatic cirrhosis. Primary, intrahepatic, secondary, extrahepatic. Okay. And thirdly, miscellaneous group. So this is one more classification. Here the classification you are looking in this slide is divided into two groups, morphogenic and etiogenic. But there is another classification. In that there are three groups given: portal cirrhosis, biliary cirrhosis, and miscellaneous group. Portal, biliary, and miscellaneous. Portal cirrhosis, it is explained with the
Ma'am,
yes.
can you explain again the portal cirrhosis?
Yes, portal cirrhosis, it is explained with the help of two groups. The first is nutritional and alcoholic cirrhosis. Nutritional and alcoholic cirrhosis. Second, I'm going to explain about this in detail. Just I'm giving you the classification. Okay. So the types of classification in the portal cirrhosis, it is explained with the help of nutritional and alcoholic cirrhosis. This is the first group. Second group of portal cirrhosis is post-hepatic and post-necrotic cirrhosis. Post-hepatic and post-necrotic cirrhosis. Second type of classification is biliary cirrhosis. It is explained with the help of two groups: primary or intrahepatic, secondary or extrahepatic. And third group, that is miscellaneous group, it is explained with the help of pigmentary cirrhosis, cirrhosis in the Wilson's disease. Thirdly, syphilitic cirrhosis, and fourth one is lipoidal cirrhosis. Understood this classification? You can explain this cirrhosis with this two, that is morphogenic or etiogenic, or you can explain the classification with these three components: biliary and miscellaneous. Okay.
Please repeat third.
Third one. You want third one, miscellaneous?
Yes, ma'am. Please explain the type.
Of miscellaneous, no?
Yes.
Miscellaneous group, it is explained. There are four types of cirrhosis given in miscellaneous group: pigmentary cirrhosis, then cirrhosis with Wilson's disease, third syphilitic cirrhosis, and fourth one is lipoidal cirrhosis. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So this second classification, it is related with three groups: portal cirrhosis, biliary cirrhosis, and miscellaneous group. Okay. Now about pathology of cirrhosis. Okay. Pathology of cirrhosis. So here it is given that the changes in cirrhosis usually diffuse and involve the whole liver, except in the biliary cirrhosis, they can be patchy. Okay. The changes of the cirrhosis, they are usually diffuse and involve whole liver. But in biliary cirrhosis, that is primary, either intrahepatic, or secondary, either extrahepatic. Primary intrahepatic, secondary is extrahepatic. So whenever there is biliary cirrhosis, they can be patchy. They include progressive and widespread death of liver cells associated with inflammation and fibrosis, leading to Loss of normal liver architecture. So this cirrhosis, it is progressive and widespread death of the liver cells, which is associated with inflammation as well as there is fibrosis, okay, of hepatocytes, leading to loss of normal liver architecture. Now this pathology of cirrhosis, it is related with three conditions. Three conditions are important. Three conditions are there. The first condition is collapse of hepatic lobule during necrosis. The first condition is collapse of hepatic lobule during necrosis. Second, formation of diffuse fibrous septa. Formation of diffuse fibrous septa. And third, nodular regeneration of hepatic parenchyma. Nodular regeneration of hepatic parenchyma. So there are these three characteristics of pathogenesis. I'm going to explain it to you tomorrow. Okay, in the pathology of cirrhosis. It is related with three conditions. The first is collapse of hepatic lobule. Second one is formation of fibrous septa, that is diffuse fibrous septa. Thirdly, nodular regeneration. So these three characteristics of pathology of cirrhosis are very, very important, and we are going to discuss it in detail in tomorrow. Tomorrow we will explain it in detail. Is that okay? Any
Okay, ma'am.
queries related to this topic? Please try to read the cirrhosis if there are books with you, or please try to understand the definition, prepare the definition of cirrhosis and what is the pathology. Okay, so three characteristic condition you have to learn, and then we will see that in detail. Okay, detailed types of each and every type we are going to discuss from tomorrow. So here again it is given that is in pathogenesis. This is pathogenesis is explained of cirrhosis. That is, there is portal hypertension. It will lead into ascites. Okay, so there is decreased effective intravascular volume. Then whenever this volume get reduces, there is retention of sodium ions, which increases the blood volume. Again, that causes ascites. Then primary renal sodium retention, it increases blood volume, causes ascites. And thirdly, peripheral arterial vasodilatation, it decreases the effective vascular volume. Again, a retention of sodium ions due to decreased volume. If there is increased blood volume, causes ascites. So ascites is again the complication of cirrhosis. So this is the pathogenesis we are going to discuss tomorrow, about the pathogenesis. Okay, tomorrow or day after tomorrow. First we will discuss about the types of cirrhosis in detail. Okay, so today I am going to stop this lecture, and we will going to meet tomorrow the same time, 4 o'clock. Okay.